Okay, so hopefully everyone can see that all good. So I'm Erin Blott. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Blue Diamond Leader with doTERRA. I'm a mum of two children, Charlotte and Riley, and been very passionately sharing these essential oils for the last 2 years. I was introduced to the oils by Mish Pope and have been a very, very big advocate of the oils ever since. So this is actually part of the training that I use with my team, like I mentioned. So this is actually week 3 for us. So it's my presentation that I do for them. So just excuse that some of the things it says with the weeks in it, but this will be week 3 for us. So tonight I'm going to run through, Helen Shaw has asked me to present to you a topic that was beneficial, and I feel that presenting is something that everyone needs to know, and people aren't always as confident as they'd like to be with presenting. Even though they're really confident and have belief in the product, it's not always easy to transfer that into what you're sharing with people, and also closing the class. We can always feel a bit scared closing, particularly in the first few times that we're teaching or presenting. So I'll follow the PIPES methodology, and this is set out by our beautiful uplines, Natalie and Andy Goddard, and they've created this beautiful methodology that we're able to easily follow to be able to grow and launch a doTERRA business. So week 3 for us is present. So I'm going to be running through that with you tonight. So we're going to cover everything that you need to actually present at a class, edifying your host and then edifying you, actually presenting and what that entails, closing the workshop, gratitude and gifting the host, and what not to say at a class. So these are basics that you really need. You don't need to take suitcases and suitcases and suitcases to a workshop. Start with the basics, and this means that everyone can start hosting classes. You don't need to wait until you've built up your stock. Please just get started. All you need is the Empower kit from the back office. So that's this kit that we've got here in front of you. It's $30, and you receive 30 of each of the handouts: the local empowerment handout, which is the essential oils for a healthy home, the wholesale price sheet, and the wellness advocate agreement form. You also get given 10 5ml wild oranges, which I'll go through. So it's important, for the first thing you need to do, set up your LRP and get your Empower kit so that you know that you're prepared. Those doing Premier Club and Silver Club, I really recommend that you get a few of these, because you're going to be going through quite a lot of classes. And maybe reach out to your upline, and they may be able to support you with some of these Empower kits if you're going to be doing lots and lots of classes and don't always have the money to invest. So maybe that's something you can chat to them about. The Home Essentials kit and the diffuser. Now, I say the Home Essentials kit rather than the Essential Collection because they are the 15ml bottles other than the Ice Blue. We want to be able to show the best value products to your consumers. And the Home Essential kit, or the 15ml bottles, are the best value for your consumers. So always showcase the Home Essentials kit and the diffuser. We're wanting to show them how important aromatic use of the oils are and why the diffuser is necessary for their investment. The fractionated coconut oil, we need to express the importance of using this oil when we're applying the oils to our skin. So it's so important to have that on hand to be able to demonstrate the quality of the oil, the way the oil goes on, and what we actually are talking about when we're talking about topical application. Now, the Essential Life, Modern Essentials, or the Emotions book, having some sort of reference so that people can actually flick through. And while you're popping through to people at the end of the class, it's really nice that people can just go up and have a look at a book. I'm not saying that you need every single one of these, but it's really important to have some sort of reference for people to have a little look at. So it might just be the Essential Life book to start with, something that gives an example of all of the oils and the uses of them that they can have a little investigate. It also is great for if someone has a question for you and you're not really sure of the answer, but what you can say is, how about we have a look in the book together and I can show you how this book works. Pens and clipboards, you always want them to have a pen in their hand so that they're ready to get started with these oils. Clipboards are an option, but it gives them something to really lean on, particularly if you don't have tables or desks. So it's a bit easier to write on their paper if they don't have if they have something that's hard underneath. The host gift. Now, I'll talk a bit more about this a bit later, but not having just oils, having something that's actually a resource or a tool to help them use their oils more effectively or more efficiently. A door prize. This doesn't have to be extravagant, just using something to give away during or the end of the class for just people participating or attending. Your diary. This is so, so important. So whether it's an electronic diary or a calendar, or whether it's actually a diary, make sure you have that with you. This is important for booking classes from classes. Sample vials. Now, you may or may not want these, but I find that they're useful for when people actually enrol at the end of the workshop. I like to give them at least one sample of a particular oil while they wait for their kit to arrive. This can be in the kit or this can be outside of the kit. I'll leave it up to them to choose, but I'll always give them a sample of 6 to 8 drops of an oil of their choosing. A basket, a case or a trolley, something to store it all in so you can just grab it and walk out the door. Have it all prepared. You're going to be less flustered and feel more in control when you are prepared. So having something in a trolley or a case or a nice wooden basket or a cane basket is a beautiful way to be able to have these oils ready to go. Optional, but ideal. So I recommend the veggie caps. They're only $6 to $8 from the US store. And when you're talking about internal usage or ways that they can use the oils for digestive support or targeted wellness, the veggie caps are ideal to show what you're talking about. Empty rollerball bottles. So I always talk about using the roller bottles for children and even for making pure fumes. So I like to show them an example of an empty rollerball bottle so they actually get the visual of what I'm going on about. A spray bottle as well, because I always talk about cleaning when I talk about my oils. And optional, mood management kit or the emotional aromatherapy kit oils. And so I don't particularly focus on these when I do an intro class, but I always make sure that I have them close by so people can actually engage with those oils as well if they would like to. So this is just a basic list of things that you can just get together, keep together in one spot and always have ready to go and chuck in the back of your car. Okay, so when you actually get to the workshop, it's very important to let your host know. So say you've been invited by Jane to host a workshop, to actually run a workshop for her. Now, what you need to say to Jane is that before we start the class, what I'd like you to do is introduce me and a little bit about how you got into doTERRA and the reason that you brought me here. So I just got a message there. Can everyone see this okay? Oh, that's all right. Oh, sorry, that was just Helen. I thought it wasn't working properly. So edifying each other. So making sure that you're introduced and that you then show your appreciation for being there. So it's important to have you introduced to your audience, because often if someone's coming and invited to present, often they probably don't know the other guests. So to make that connection and to make everyone feel comfortable, it's really important to make sure that the host is introduced and the person that's actually invited them there to be able to express how they got into doTERRA and a little bit about how they were introduced to it. So it's important to also then for the person presenting to be grateful for being present and to express how honoured they are to actually be there to share this gift with them, so that the people there are actually feeling like you genuinely want to be there and you're wanting to share this amazing gift with them, not being there just because you've been asked to. So it's important to actually edify each other. Then when it comes to actually presenting, when you begin, what you need to have a think about is why. Why do you actually share doTERRA? Why are you on this journey? What was the moment that created the spark in you that made you think, I need to share the benefits of these oils with everyone that I meet? You may have just been starting your journey with doTERRA and you haven't quite realised what your why is yet, or really understanding the meaning of that why. But what I want you to think about when you're talking about yourself to the group is how you've been brought to this present moment. How does it make you feel when you share these oils, and what impact do you want to make by sharing them? So begin with a little bit about yourself and why you are so passionate about sharing the message of these beautiful oils. You also want to take them on an essential oil journey. So just think about, what is your intention for the workshop? When I turn up at a workshop, once I've introduced myself, I set my intention. My intention is always to nurture, educate, and empower those present, those in my presence, and those that have opened themselves up to attend. And so I always want to take these people on a beautiful journey. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm inviting them into my space, and they're inviting me into theirs. So we're creating this journey together with the oils. And my intention is to always be interactive and to nurture them. So just have a think about, even before you start, why are you there? Why do you share your message? Why have you had such a profound impact from these oils? And what is your intention for the people that are listening to you? Even before you start, set your intention. How is this class going to roll? What do you want to get out of it? What do you want them to get out of it? And then once you've done that, you can actually start introducing the oils to them. So I'm going to talk you through what I do. And what I do in the very beginning is make sure that everyone has their glasses. Might sound funny, but as soon as people realise that they've got paper in front of them, they say, oh, should have brought my glasses. They thought they were coming to an essential oil party and they didn't have to read anything, but make sure they have their glasses and they have their pens ready in their hands. So I always say to them, the pieces of paper that you have in front of you, so it's generally the 3 pages. So the enrolment form is actually on the back of the wholesale product order form. I just wanted to draw your attention to all of them. So I say, you've got 3 pieces of paper in front of you, and I'd like to draw your attention to these before we start. The first piece of paper you've got is the 10 essential oils for a healthy home. And what we're going to run through today on the front is what actually essential oils are, the grades of essentials and why it's so important to use the highest grade when we're using them for our health, ways that you can actually use these, and I'm going to go through the top 10 oils that are going to support you and your family to create a healthy lifestyle. What I then will introduce you to is the wholesale product order form. If you'd like to open up the form, what you will see is the bold section. These are your wholesale prices, and these are the prices you'll be entitled to by the end of this workshop. If you have a look, you'll realise that they're 25% off of retail, and this is what I pay for my oils. So you're getting a great price for your oils. On the back of this form, what you'll see is the best value way to actually get these oils introduced into your home. And I'll be running through these kits all together at the end. But I just want you to skim your eyes over and just have a little look of what's available to you. I'm then going to draw your attention to the final piece of paper that you've got, and this is your Wellness Advocate Agreement form or your order form. And all I want you to do with this one is fill out your details and the oils that you're going to want to start with, and sign at the bottom of the form with your payment details. What you can do as you go along is use your pens that I have provided for you, and I want you to write all over this with any information that you find resonates with you as I talk. On the inside of the wholesale product form, you'll see that there's a space where you can tick or cross or heart anything that you find that really stands out for you, or you find that suits you best. So now we're going to move on. I'm going to introduce you to what essential oils actually are. So by doing this, I've allowed them to know exactly what's in front of them. They know that the piece of paper that's sitting in front of them is for them to use, for them to write all over, for them to take notes, but it's also for them to actually invite these oils into their home. So people are already coming to this workshop because they are open to hearing and learning, and they're open to inviting these oils into their home. So you needn't feel scared to introduce them to the prices. That is what they're there for. They're there to find a way to introduce these to your home. So please always be open about what oils, what prices, what they're entitled to, and how they can actually get them into their home. I then start creating an experience for them. Now, the quicker you can get the lids off of these bottles and into their hands, the quicker these people can really experience the beautiful value of these essential oils. As you're talking, you want them to experience exactly what you're telling them. So the first thing I grab is the wild orange oil. And what I say to them is, I'm going to be passing around this wild orange oil. And what I want you to do is place one drop in the palm of your hand. I want you to rub your hands together, and I want you to deeply inhale while your eyes are closed. I want you to slowly inhale, and I want you to think about how that oil makes you feel, where that oil takes you. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to ask you what you actually think an essential oil is. So while they're experiencing that oil, they're smelling that beautiful aroma, they're feeling that it's pure, they can smell the potency of the oil, you're actually asking them what they think an essential oil is while they're experiencing it. And as that's going around, you can hear people commenting. You can hear say, well, that reminds me of when I was a child and I was picking oranges. And people are actually being interactive in sharing experiences. And this is what you want people to do. You want to create this journey for people. So then I'll say, you can smell that that's pure. These essential oils are pure natural extracts from plants. Can you just picture this beautiful wild orange and the rind around the outside, providing protection for the actual fruit? The essential oil is housed inside this rind, and it provides the barrier and the protection and the defense against mold and fungus and foreign invaders. When we use this essential oil in its natural state, we're able to gain those benefits for our human body. So they're actually getting the experience of smelling the purity, the potency, and you're explaining to them where it's being extracted from and the benefits of this and why this essential oil is actually so powerful and necessary for their health. You talk about how potent they are, being that they're up to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And that traditional medicine or traditional Chinese medicine uses herbs for their therapeutic support. So that these are even more powerful, and how far one drop actually goes when we're using it. And we're using these as tools. We're not using them as drugs. So we're using them as tools to support our body return to its natural state of wellness. When we do that, we're actually not having the side effects that we may experience from synthetics. When we're using them as tools, we're seeing a return to our natural state, which completely supports us on a holistic level. I then talk about the standards. So once I've actually experienced, they're getting an understanding of what an essential oil actually is, I want them to recognise why it's so important to choose the highest grade of essential oil. And we know this is the certified pure therapeutic grade. So what I talk about is that these essential oils are basically the human body, that they're cellular, they're carbon-based, and they're lipid-soluble, fat-soluble. So that is why they work so beautifully with the human body. I draw their attention to the blue circle and I say, see that blue circle in front of you? What do you think is most available to consumers today? And they'll look at it and they'll say synthetic. And I'll say, what do you think about when you think about synthetics? And then you get a response, you get some interaction happening. And I talk them through the things like their perfumes, things that are marked as fragrance in their shampoos and conditioners, and that synthetic purely just means that it's chemical-based or multi-purpose. So there's actually no value in using synthetics, and that's where we tend to get our side effects, our rashes or shortness of breath. When we look at food grade, what we think about food grade is our essences or our extracts, things that we'd normally flavour enhance our food with, and that it's classed as generally safe as for consumption, but it doesn't provide any value to our body. When I talk about the food grade, I also talk about hygiene. So food grade essential oils are used in our toothpaste, for example. Spearmint or peppermint are the most common. And so that's when I use the opportunity to pass around the On Guard toothpaste. And what I get people to do, and it creates a bit of a light atmosphere, I just get them to pop a tiny bit of the toothpaste on their finger and start rubbing it on their teeth. And what I want them to experience is the difference that they receive from using their traditional toothpaste to using the On Guard toothpaste. And they will always get their teeth to squeak. And so it's quite a little bit of a giggle, it's a bit of a light-hearted moment, and people are experiencing that beautiful flavour that you get from the toothpaste, and understanding the differences of the grades of essential oils as we're going along. I talk a bit about therapeutic grade and how it's not regulated, and then I move on to the certified pure therapeutic grade and all that it entitles. And so there's so much that is wrapped into the certified pure therapeutic grade standard, and identify that it is a trademark that doTERRA have formed. And this is because there was no industry standard that met the safety and the purity that doTERRA wanted to represent. And so in that, they developed this certified pure therapeutic grade that not only supported consumers, but they also supported the farmers where our products were grown. So in this standard, we're assured that we have the most pure essential oils in the world. And this is because of the testing that is done, because of the rigorous standards that doTERRA uphold, and that they ensure that the farmers, the relationships with the farmers in these areas are of the utmost integrity, and to ensure good payments and on-time payments. So it's important to be aware that all of our essential oils come from plants that are grown in their indigenous environment. So I recently returned from Nepal, and we were able to go and see the Wintergreen distillery. Now, these women of Nepal travel for hours to pick wintergreen, and they're paid by weight. And so we are helping support the farmers and the people of these third world countries and our own country to have on-time payments, to be able to have sustainable financial security, to be able to have food, clean drinking water, access to healthcare and education. You'll see in this photo down the bottom, this is the star of the secondary school that we were part of building. And so this is part of the co-impact sourcing that doTERRA do. So with the Healing Hands Foundation and the co-impact sourcing, we're able to support 26 developing countries to have a hand up, not a hand out. So we're actually supporting people in this environment. So you can see that the standards, this certified pure therapeutic grade isn't just this willy-nilly standard, it's actually something that represents the heart of the company. It represents the philanthropic and the humanitarian efforts and everything that doTERRA stand for. So I always say to the people that I'm speaking with that you don't have to be in Nepal. You don't have to be in Guatemala. You can use these essential oils for the benefits of your health and know that you're making a difference in the lives of those all over the globe. So you're really drawing them in with why doTERRA. This is doTERRA's why. This is the reason that doTERRA wanted to share this gift, because they're being able to support everyone throughout the world and be able to identify equality throughout the world. So it's important that you don't skim over the certified pure therapeutic grade, that you really identify that this is the heart of the company, because people won't buy just the product. They want to buy about it. They want to really understand what they're purchasing and where their money is actually going. So it's important to really focus on this. Now, I've put in a link to this video. This is the doTERRA Co-Impact Sourcing video. So please make sure that you jump on and have a look at that. You can even share this at your workshops. It's quite valuable. It's only 5 minutes, and it really gives people an understanding about what you're talking about. Once I've finished talking about the standard and getting people to really understand them, then what I do is go through the ways that they can use them. And I'll say, because of this therapeutic grade standard, this high quality pure oils, we can use doTERRA oils in 3 different ways. And so these are internally, topically, and aromatically. And when we look at internally, what I'm talking about is for targeted wellness. So maybe you need some support for your digestive system. Perhaps you need some support for mood. And so when you can use this is placing a drop of frankincense underneath your tongue to help support anxious feelings or help to calm your emotions. Maybe you've got some digestive discomfort and you'd like to put some of the digestive oil in a vegetable capsule, and then I'll show them the veggie cap. We would often have some water out that has either some lime or lemon or wild orange in it, and some bliss balls that normally have some peppermint or wild orange in it. So that at this point you can actually pass around some water, or you can pass around the bliss balls and get people to taste it and really identify the difference between what they normally use to flavour enhance and what value and burst of flavour that doTERRA bring to their food. And it just gives that, instead of talking to them, you're actually interacting with them and you're passing around food, so they're actually experiencing what you're talking about once again. Then I move on to topically. And this is the point where I introduce the fractionated coconut oil. And when I say topical use, what I'm talking about is we're applying these essential oils to our skin. And some of these oils can be quite warm naturally because the plant just naturally has that essential oil with a bit of warmth to it. And what we want to do is reduce any skin sensitivities. So we use this carrier oil, which is called fractionated coconut oil. And has any of you guys used pure coconut oil before? And people will just start to put their hand up and say, yes, yes. I said, well, what happens when it goes cold? What happens when the winter is cold, when your temperature is cold? And they'll say, it goes hard. So I'll say, can you imagine trying to roll on your oils or apply your oils and it's all hard? So, oh yeah. I said, well, doTERRA have solved that problem by removing those fatty chains, those fatty lipids that actually make it unstable at cold temperatures. And so I'll show them a drop on my hand and I'll pass around the coconut oil so that they can experience what the fractionated coconut oil is actually like. Now, the reason I'm doing this is, 1, I want them to know about the product, but 2, I want to put value into this product because I want them to know that this is a necessary tool that they actually need to make the best out of their essential oil purchase. So they need to be adding this to their purchase at the end because they're going to need it as a tool. So it's important to introduce your coconut oil and show them what it's all about. I show them how far 1 drop goes and I explain the benefits of its nourishing, its supporting and its moisturising properties. This is when I talk about some of the warmer oils and that this coconut oil doesn't dilute the oil. It actually just reduces skin sensitivity and it helps to increase the surface areas for the essential oils to absorb into the skin. We can also talk about using some of the neat oils, and in this case I add in either the ice blue rub and pass that around and get them to rub that on maybe to their neck or their shoulder. Or I will get the product of that month, the promotion for the month. So this month, Salubel. So any workshops up until the 15th, what I would be getting you to do is having that Salubel out ready and passing that around and just getting them to roll onto their hand, pop a little bit onto their forehead or their face, and just getting them to experience that promotional oil. You're wanting them to be exposed to the things that they're going to be able to get. So they're going to get this oil for free. So as you're passing it around, you can say to them, the best thing about this oil is that it's absolutely free this month. So that makes them think, wow, this is an incredible oil. It's very valuable and I'm going to get it for free. Once I've finished talking about topical use, I'll go on to aromatic. And I'll talk about the diffuser in this case, because once again, we're putting value into the tools that they need to use these oils for their best value. So aromatic use of essential oils is the fastest way to influence a mood and or behavior. So what you can do is actually pass around another essential oil that is really high in aromatic value. You can do a balance, you can do another citrus oil, lemon might be good in this case, anything that you think would really pop for people. And I have the diffuser going in front of me and I'll show them that the ultrasonic diffuser is the safest way to diffuse their essential oils, because people will often use burners or the heat source, and just to identify the difference between the heat and identify the difference between the ultrasonic and the way that it moves. So really put value into your diffuser. What I provide as examples here for aromatic use and mood is if they're feeling flat or low or lacking a bit of energy, what they would reach for to smell is something citrus or mint based, because they naturally uplift mood and energy and focus. If they're feeling a bit scattered or overwhelmed or need to just come back down and be grounded and centered, I would suggest the balance or frankincense or a wood or a floral. So this is a good reason to pass around the balance oil and get them to pop it onto their skin, so they're using it topically, and then getting them to really smell that essential oil so that they're getting the idea of how balance is going to affect them. So when you're talking about mood response, depending on how they want to feel to what oil category that they grab. It's also important to identify that it actually eliminates the odours in the air. It doesn't just mask them. And when you're taking the lid off a bottle, people can smell it across the room. So just identifying that that's how powerful these oils are, and that when I say volatile aromatic compounds, it just means that as soon as you open the lid, they basically escape and shoot up your nose and straight into your brain. So it's very, very quickly going to provide benefit with your mood and or behaviour. Now, the next part is really important. This part here, you are here to identify their needs, not your needs, not your rank, not your volume. You are there to identify their needs, okay? And so what I ask people to do in this place is, now you've had an experience of essential oils, you know a few ways of being able to use them. What I want you to write down now are the top 3 health challenges or concerns for your family right now. And people will start writing them down. And I'll commonly get things like sleep, weight, aches and pain, old age. You know, people will start writing these things down, and it's generating that thinking time for them. So I'll just pause, I might have a sip of my water, and I'll just let them ponder that for a few minutes. We want them to actually think about what their needs are, so then we can provide solutions to actually suit them, okay? We're not going to provide them with something we don't think they need. We want to be solution providers. So give them some time to identify their needs. Then what I say is, while you've got those needs written down, I want you just to really have a little listen about what I'm going to go through right now. I'm going to take you through the top oils that can get you started for this beautiful, healthy lifestyle. And what I do is go through a brief description and an experience of each oil. And what I do is just 1 or 2 little benefits of the oil. So I'll say for peppermint, for example, peppermint is sourced in America. And if you have a little look, we extract this from the leaf. And so this is through low steam distillation. And so the essential oil is actually coming from the sacs on top of the leaf. Now we can use the peppermint, so I'll pass the peppermint around. We can use this peppermint for a few different things. It's great for supporting respiratory health, it's great for calming the tummy, and it's also really good for cooling down the body. And so people are actually breathing that in and they're experiencing that as you're passing it around. You can identify that one drop of peppermint is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea in therapeutic value. So people are understanding the potency as you're moving it through the class. So I would go through every one of those oils with just a few little bits and pieces about it. And then some people might like to share experiences about it. The host might like to share a couple of experiences about how they use the oil. It's always good to come from a place of experience. So people will actually refer better to you if you're talking about real life situations than just reciting something from a textbook. So please just be aware, how do you use it in your life? How does it support your family? Maybe you use it to help repel mice. Maybe you use it to cool your body down before you play sport. Think about what benefits you and your family and how you can share those experiences for others. So make sure you go through all of those oils because you want them to bring that back to the Home Essentials kit or higher, okay? So that's why we're going through these oils. I don't often do the Smart and Sassy because that is in the smaller kit, but once I've gone through these ones, people will ask about it and then they often add it to the larger kit, okay? Now, once you've run through each of those oils, we get to come to the fun part. And this is the close. So I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be afraid. This is the time that you actually get to help them take these oils home with them, to introduce this lifestyle into their home. So this is the part that people freak out about. You've done all the hard work of inviting, you've got the people there, you've prepared them, you've nurtured them through your workshop, and then you fumble because you're scared about being salesy. I want you to realise that people need these tools to be able to change their life. It's all well and good you educate them about them, but then what are they going to do? They actually need to purchase these to take them home to actually implement them in their life. Now, when you're coming from a space of service, of genuinely wanting to help and support someone, like your intention is at the start of the workshop, you should never feel guilty or find it uncomfortable to actually close out the workshop because you're providing them with a solution to all of their needs. So what I want you to do then is refer them back to their top 3 health challenges. So I would say, now I've introduced you to these top oils that are going to support you on a number of levels for you and your family. I want you to refer back to your top health challenges that we wrote down just before. And I'll give them some time just to have a little look at it. And I want to say to them, did anything that I share with you today resonate with you and your healthcare needs? And they'll say yes, 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 yes. So you're actually asking them the question. You've provided them with the information. Now it's them to think about, okay, has she provided me with something that I need? So we'll always get a yes because this kit supports everyone on every level. So I'll say to them, now that you know you have a choice, how serious are you about making that step towards change? And I just let them think about it. Because what you're offering people here is a choice. You're offering people a solution to a problem that they may have had for a long, long time. If I had no idea we had an option other than the medical model of care for my son and my son's health. And so I was introduced to the essential oils by Mish, and then I knew our family had a choice. So how many other people out there don't know that they actually have a choice? And what you're doing as a education provider is giving them that choice. It's then up to them if they're going to accept that and actually take responsibility back for their health and use these tools to create that change in their life. Are they serious about this? So now you've asked them those questions, you've got them thinking. So then I say to them, what I'm going to refer you back to now is the enrolment kit flyer. I want you to turn and have a look on the back page, and I'm going to run through each one of these kits. And I want you to think about which kit will suit you. Now, I want you to never, ever assume someone's financial position. There might be someone there you might think, well, they definitely can't afford the oil sharing kit or the diamond kit or any other kit. But you don't know anything about that person. So please never, ever assume someone's financial position, and never assume someone's want or desire to completely overhaul their life. Always come in as neutral. Always come in as someone to listen to their health needs. So you go through each kit. Now you can start at the most valuable. So start with the oil sharing kit and work your way up. What I say to people in the beginning is, we talked about those top 10 oils. Now these top 10 oils are available in the Home Essentials kit, the Nature's Solution kit, the oil sharing kit, and also in 5ml in the sample kit of the Essential Collection. And I go through the value of each kit. And I particularly identify the differences between the Essential Collection and the Home Essentials kit. And I will say the Essential Collection is doTERRA's sample kit. These are 5ml bottles in which you get 85 drops. Now this comes at just comes as the kit with the oils. It doesn't come with any of the extras. When you look at the Home Essentials kit, you're getting 15ml bottles, other than the Ice Blue, which is also a 5ml. In this 15ml bottle, you've got 250 drops. When we put that wild orange on your hand, did you see how far one drop went? So realistically, in these bottles, we've got between 125 and 250 applications. This makes these oils less than cents per drop when you're using them, which makes them really cost effective. The difference between the two kits is you get 3 times as much oil with the Home Essentials kit, plus you also get a diffuser for free. And this month, you absolutely also get the Salubel, which is an additional $130 value. The only thing that you need to add to these kits is the fractionated coconut oil, which we use for topical application. So you're identifying the best value, and you're not doing this for your purpose. You're actually wanting to get the best value for your consumers. So it's important to identify the kits that provide the best value. Now, the Nature's Solution kit I absolutely love because it provides so much value for your consumers. So always just think about, don't ever assume someone's financial position, and always go through every single kit. Don't veer away from the expensive kits just because you think no one will want to buy them or be in the position to. So then I want you to have a think about how you can actually connect with each of these attendees. So I refer them to the flyer, and then I say to them, with your pen, you can refer back to the enrolment flyer on the back page. And this is your order form. You can start filling out this with all your details, and I'm going to come around, and Jane's going to come around as well, and we're going to chat to you about the oils that are going to best support your needs. And I'm going to come around and we're going to go through each individual person. So in the meantime, if you have any other questions or you'd like to flick through the books, please just have a little look and see if there's any other oils that resonate with you, so that they're always being cared for and they've always got something to think about. People will often just fill out the forms before you get around to them, but I want you to actually have a personal approach with these people. So I want you to ask the same questions that you did out aloud to the whole group. I want you to get down on their level. So if they're sitting on the floor, sit down on the floor with them. If they're sitting on a chair, sit on a chair. Create that connection and sit with them, okay? And I want you to ask them, what are we working on when it comes to your health? Well, what are we working on today? What resonated with you most about the oils that I shared with you? And they might start saying, oh, my sleep, my son, respiratory concerns, immune support, and they'll start listing off all these different things. And then if they don't have an idea of what kit they actually want to go through, then what you say to them is, how serious are you about addressing these concerns today? Now that you know that you have a choice, how serious are you? So when people can identify that they have a choice, then they will make the decision based on that. So if they say, yeah, I'm completely serious, I'm so grateful that I had this introduction and now I know what I can do to move forward with supporting my health and my family's health. And so what you'd say to them is Home Essential Kit and higher. All right? then you need to listen to their needs. So it's not based on what you need for your volume or for your rank. It's what they need and for their health and what's best value for them. So you sit down and you listen to their needs, and then you support them to make the best decision for their family. So if they haven't got the pen in their hand already, you hand them the pen, you show them where to fill out the form, where to tick the box and add any additional oils in the other section, and then you leave them. You go on to the next person. Okay? Once you've gone through everyone, or Jane has helped you, so it's good to have one person to about four people or 5 people. Any more than that, and it just gets too noisy and overwhelming. So it's really good to have a couple of people that you're able to go around and support everyone. So once you've gone through everyone and you still notice that people are hesitating, some people might still be sitting there with their pen and really pondering, then you know you've got a bit more work to do, that they're thinking, they're considering some other factors and how you're going to help them do that. So you sit back down next to them and you say, I can see that you're having a little bit of trouble deciding. What are the factors that you're considering when making your decision today? Or something to that effect. So how much more can I help? What can I do to support you right now? How can I help you make this decision? And they may say, oh, I'm not sure if that kit's for me. I don't know if I'm going to use all those oils. How many times have you heard that? I don't think I'll use all of those oils in that kit. So once again, you put value into the oil and show them a different way that they'll be able to use it in their life. You're creating solutions for them. If they're still a bit concerned, maybe then you say, is there anything else that's worrying you or concerning you? And it may be financial. So perhaps they don't want to go with the kit. Maybe it's an option for them to pay the $35 membership and choose a few oils. So you're always looking for a solution that supports them the best. So if they're still not convinced, they know exactly what they need to do right then and there, that they're not quite sure, then you ask them, okay, what do you feel the next best step is for you and your family then? And sometimes it might be, I might just go home and check with my husband, which is absolutely fine. But what I want you to realise is as soon as they go home to their husband, the husband needs to understand what you've just expressed and the knowledge that you've shared. And often when someone goes home to their husband and says, I want to spend $330 on essential oils, the husband will generally say, you're what? So in that case, what I would do is say, that's great. Why don't I'll get my diary out, and why don't we make a plan to follow up in 2 days' time, and I can sit down with you and your husband and we can go through this together. Because it's important that the husband understands the investment that they're about to make, that it's not just essential oils, that this is an opportunity to be able to support their family's health. So you can still get to that point where they want to take it home and check with their other half, but it's your responsibility to follow them up, and the concerns that they're expressing, you need to meet them. So if that means make an appointment 2 days' time to sit down with both of them, then do that. Okay? You're always looking to nurture and care and provide support and a solution that suits them best. I always highlight the Loyalty Rewards program as well. And so you'll see on step 9 here that we talk about the Loyalty Rewards program. So as people are filling out their form, they'll get down to the section which asks them about the Loyalty Rewards program, and they'll often say, what is this? What is this about? And so I will say to them that as a beautiful gift from doTERRA, you're also invited to activate the Loyalty Rewards program absolutely free. And this Loyalty Rewards program provides you with the most intelligent way to purchase your future oils. This gives you the option to earn free products every single month with a qualifying order. And you also get to have these amazing shipping points, which are like rewards points, like Flybuys, And you also receive a percentage of your order back each month as well in rewards points. And then you get to go and spend these. And I like to spend them on oils that are more expensive or do an American order. So you're just putting value into the program and you're making it just so beautiful and inviting for them, because it really is the most intelligent way of purchasing your oils. You really, at this point, don't have to go too in depth about the Loyalty Rewards program. Just highlight the key points and highlight how beneficial it is for them in the long term. That it works out to be very, very cost effective for them and their family, because one, they're not having to leave the house to go to the supermarket. They're getting it delivered to their home, and they then have the opportunity to replace the chemicals and the toxins within their home. So they're actually going to be saving money. So just put value into the program. You can briefly run through a few bits and bobs about it, about the percentages, but I don't like to overwhelm them, and I say that you can activate it right now and we'll set it up when we process your wholesale order, or we can talk about it more at our follow-up. And so more often than not, people will activate it straight away because you're putting value into it. It's the most intelligent way that they can get these beautiful oils into their home for as long as they need, okay? I also always just tap into the live, share, build. This does not have to be overwhelming either. And this gives us a really great way to introduce the business opportunity if people actually want it. And what you're doing here is saying, in this section here, this is live. This is people that want to purchase the oils and use them in their life and create this beautiful, healthy lifestyle for them and their family. The sharing, so that's like Jane's doing today. Jane's invited me here to share with you all because she's so passionate about the way that the oils have provided health solutions for her and her family that she wanted to share all those benefits with you as her loved ones and friends. You are quite welcome to also have the opportunity to share these oils as well. Have a little think about how many people in your life could benefit from these essential oils right now. So you're starting to plant the seed for them to share, okay? When you're actually talking about sharing, you're planting the seed. There's not one person that's going to be present in that room. There's not going to have someone that needs these oils. People that are drawn to these workshops always come from a heart space. doTERRA brings in this amazing type of person that just naturally wants to give and naturally wants to help and nurture others. So these people are sitting there and their mind is ticking over. Oh, Jane has got a friend down the road that her neighbour suffers badly with poor sleep or disruptive sleep. Oh, Judy on the other side, she has difficulty with respiratory this time of the year. I know that she could benefit from the respiratory blend. There's always someone that needs the support of these oils. So this just gets them thinking about how they can support someone. And then the build, so you can just say, that's me. This is the passionate, crazy oil chick that decided that just sharing the oils wasn't enough, that I needed to just share them globally and take over the world. So you can just put a bit of fun into it and just say that option's there to create a lifestyle sharing these essential oils. So you see how that doesn't have to be complicated either, and it does not need to be scary. Then this is how you're going to book classes from classes, okay? What I want you to do, so your host gift. Your host gift, I want you to use something that is a tool or a resource. So don't go near your oils. You don't want to give them things that they can actually purchase. What you want to do is give them something that will enhance their oil usage or tools that they'll be able to use their oils with. So what you could do is this beautiful Essential Life book. This is the Oil Bible. This gives people all the information that they need to get started with this beautiful adventure. It gives them recipes, it gives them info about every single oil, and it gives them excitement. The other thing you can do is like an aromatic dressing bowl or a bowl that they can put their coconut oil and their oils in and massage on their body each day for beautiful aroma and therapeutic support. What you could do is make up a little gift set of rollable bottles and spray bottles and maybe some labels and some recipe cards so that they can then go out and you purchase the oils and make up the beautiful blends for themselves. And what I want you to do is actually give this to the host while the attendees are watching. So what you would do is say, Jane, I'm really grateful that you asked me here to share these beautiful oils and their benefits with your friends and your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to share this space, and thank you for being so open to the beautiful benefits of these oils. I have a gift for you here, and I'd like to give that to you now. And so you'd hand that to her in front of them. She would have a look at the gift, and she would be obviously very excited to receive it. And the attendees will be thinking, wow, she's a bit lucky. How do I go about getting that for myself? So then once again, so they've thought about people that they need to share the benefits of these oils with. They're now thinking, goodness, if I host a workshop, then I'm going to not only help people, but I'm also going to get this beautiful gift. So you're getting the attendees excited about hosting their own workshop and sharing the benefits with others. And what you want to do here is have your diary ready to roll with the dates that you have available. So what you can say is, so Jane received this as a gift for hosting this workshop with you today. How many of you would love to host a workshop and share the benefits of these oils with others and receive your own host gift? And who's going to pass up that? Who's going to pass up the opportunity to receive the beautiful Essential Life book or a Wild Oils aromatic dressing bowl, or whatever your budget allows? It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be too costly. It can be something very small that is meaningful, okay? And people will often really get excited about wanting to host their workshop. So then you need to have your diary absolutely ready and open, and identify the dates that you have available and lock those workshops in before you leave for the day. Because when you are booking workshops from workshops, you're never ending contacts. You've got continuous momentum, and you'll always have new circles of people to touch. So your contact list is just going to expand. So you start with your 100 names list, and then that's just going to continue to expand. The more workshops you do, the more circles that you move in, the more people you get to empower with these beautiful, incredible essential oils. The other thing that you can do is, well, I've put this little clip down here, and this is Alison Bertolo, and she is from Healthy Munchkins, and this little clip shows how you can actually create little gift bags for people that want to host a workshop on the day. So once you've had your diary there out, you can give them this little gift bag, and what you can put in it is samples of Ice Blue, some lozenges, some Breathe or some On Guard lozenges, some toothpaste samples, a Healthy Can Be Simple booklet, Modern Essentials little booklet or something like that, just to give them something to go home with and start using. You can give them a couple of sample vials with some wild orange in it, and can even use the invitations that you get with your Empower kit and just cut them in half. And that can be their invites for bringing in the guests for their workshop. So have a look at that Booking Classes from Classes YouTube clip that Alison has done, because she has just done an amazing job. And what you can have is all those, if you know how many guests are coming, have those bags made up and sitting next to you, so people just think, oh, maybe one of those are for me to take home. And so once they've booked in their workshop, they can take that home with them. Creates that excitement, and then people are more likely to want to have a workshop. You can also do things like half-price diffusers, or I know that Beck Hamilton has done that in the past. So it's just thinking outside the square and always anticipating your next workshop. So always knowing where you're going next, all right? And then you'll have never any trouble of having classes and workshops. So I want to finish up just telling you what not to say at a workshop, because even though it might sound funny, a lot of people will say these things and not even mean it, or not have it come across the way that you would actually think it would. So I invited so many people, and I can't believe that no one turned up. Please don't say this, because those 3 people that did actually turn up might feel quite disappointed and might feel, no, they will feel disempowered and that they don't mean much. So instead, what you could say is flip that around and be really excited, because the thing is, those 3 people could order oil sharing kits or diamond kits. You just never know, because remember, we're not assuming people's financial position. So what you could say is, wow, I'm so glad that it worked out this way, because I really love sharing in a small group, and now I get to give you all of my attention. And so you're getting them to feel empowered, they're feeling really excited, and they think, wow, this is an amazing opportunity to have one-on-one time. So they're feeling really nurtured and loved, and that's your intention, right? You actually want to nurture them, you want to love them, you want to support them, and you want to be there for them and present. So flip your thinking when it comes to that. Even if you do feel disappointed that you invited 20 people and 3 turned up, what an amazing gift it is that 3 people turned up, that you were able to share this gift with them and help them change their life and the lives of others around them. You just never know what happens from that. So please nurture everyone that turns up. I'm hosting this class because Jane asked me to. Well, Jane might have asked you to host this class, but what is your intention? What is your why? So I would say, thank you, Jane, for inviting me here to host this workshop for you. It's an incredible honour to be able to share my passion for these oils and to have you all here, open and ready to learn. So you're really being genuine about being there and actually sharing, and you're not there just because Jane asked you to, okay? I don't know much about essential oils. That may be true, but the thing is, the people that you're expressing this education to don't know much about essential oils either. They may not have experienced oils at all. Some may have experienced essential oils, but not doTERRA's. So always go in confidently feeling like you are the most educated person in that room. And the thing is, people are not asking you to recite a textbook. People are asking you to share the benefits and the experiences of the oils. They don't care if you know the whole of page 50 of the Modern Essentials book. They want to know that lavender and frankincense and easy air in the diffuser at night time helps you sleep. That ice blue and frankincense helps to support your muscles and joints when you're active. They want to know that these oils work and that they're tried and they're tested and that they support you and your family. That is it. And that's why that I don't know enough, I can't start till I know enough. That is just throw that out of your vocabulary, because if you wait until you know enough, you'll never get started. You know enough by actually doing the workshops and learning and having personal experiences. So living the product, then you'll know how to share it. Don't make disease claims. We talk about how these tools support, nurture, nourish our bodies. So we know that we're not here to cure, treat, diagnose, and we express that through our workshops. So we must be very, very careful to be compliant. And we talk about respiratory support. We talk about joint and muscle support, cooling of the body. Can someone just mute their, can everyone just mute their screens, please? Even though the oils are really expensive. So some of the oils obviously differ in price. And what I do say to people is that there's a reason why the prices are so variant. And when we look at a lemon, for example, and I'll show them the lemon. I will say that lemon are quite highly abundant and we get a lot of oil out of the rind of a lemon. That means that the prices are quite low. When we look at frankincense, for example, frankincense is a resin that we extract the oil from the resin, and there's a numerous grade of resin tiers. And so to get the highest quality essential oil and the greatest yield, then we need more of the product. So that is reflected in its price. And the difference are that we get lemons from Sicily and we get frankincense from Somalia and Oman. So it's important to identify the difference between the oils and that they're valuable, they're not expensive. We're putting value into the product. And I don't want to hear you or the host say, you have been invited here today, but do not feel obligated to buy anything. So please educate your host when they're inviting to not put this out on the invites, to not put it on Facebook, because the thing is, you're inviting people to have a solution. And so when you think that you're making people feel obligated, that means that you're feeling like you're selling something to them. When what you're doing is actually providing them with a gift and a choice to take control of their health. So when you come from that space of you are providing someone with a solution rather than you feeling like you're taking something from someone, that's when people see that you're actually genuine and you have ease with sharing. So you don't want to say to people, please come to my workshop, but don't feel obligated to buy anything. You don't have to buy anything, just come and listen. That comes from that space where you just feel needy and just want people to be filling your room. What you actually want is people to come that actually are open and ready to accept what you're going to provide to them. So you're sharing a gift that is going to benefit someone's life long term. So flip your thinking. We don't sell essential oils. We actually provide them with a way to introduce these tools to their life to better enhance it. Okay? So some key takeaways. Always be prepared. So make sure you write down that list that I showed you in the beginning and pack it all into a crate, in a trolley, in a scrapbooking trolley or a basket, anything that you can just have, chuck in the back of the car and take along with you. You don't need any more than your oils and the things that I said to you. Maybe your ice blue rub and the toothpaste, just a few little bits and bobs, but don't make it complicated. I want you to share your why and set your intention so that you can actually create a connection with the people that you're sharing the room with or sharing the space with. Because when you're actually sharing that space, you're all there together with this connection, and you may not have met these people before. So to be able for them to trust you, you need to create this connection. You want to take them on a journey, and you want to get them to experience those oils as quickly as possible so that they can have that journey. Do you remember the first time you were introduced to essential oils? That first time, how did that make you feel? Remember, someone will only ever have one first time at an oil introduction. So just make it memorable. Take them on a beautiful journey that they won't forget. Allow the attendees to experience the coconut oil and the diffuser, because that shows them the most incredible tools that they can get the most out of their oils with. Plus, you're going to make sure that they add that to the end of their kit order. Share your personal experiences so that people know how they work in people's lives. So make sure you share how it supports your family, your children, your loved ones. Don't assume someone's financial position or tame down someone's desire to overhaul their life. Some people are just ready. They're just ready to go. They're ready to share the love of the oils with their family. They're ready to overhaul their lifestyle and make a difference in their life. Highlight the LRP program and try and get activated at enrollment if you can. Otherwise, when you go to do your follow-up, then make sure that you discuss the benefits and don't shy away from that program. The Loyalty Rewards program is going to be the most intelligent way of them getting these oils into their life, and it's going to be your long-term residual income for your business. So it's important for everyone involved. Always have your diary and your available dates for booking your workshops from workshops. So you're wanting to continue your momentum. You're wanting to always have a next workshop to get to. So please always have your diary ready, know exactly when you're free, and book those dates in as soon as you're finished your workshop and before you actually leave, so that you always have that ongoing. So this is for my team. So that is my presentation on Present, and hopefully you guys took a bit out of that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm just going to manage to mute everyone again. I can hear someone rustling in the background. And I'm just going